But let me take this opportunity, first of all, to welcome those of you that are with us here inside the Chase Square, inside beautiful Madison Square Garden. And yes, again, the most famous arena in the world plays host to the world's premier kickboxing organization. We couldn't be happier to be back for Glory 43 New York. We'll get to the weigh-ins coming up here in just a minute. By the way, the show, the Super Fight Series begins and will include an interim 3-round light heavyweight championship bout. And then coming up on Glory 43 itself, a 4-man featherweight tournament. It's a contender tournament. And we'll end the night in the heavyweight division. Benjamin ADEGBUY and Big GUTO INOCENTE, who are sitting right here on the front row with us. Before we get to the official weigh-in, however, I want to bring up Mr. Todd Grisham.
Thank you. Just to remind everybody that we will be on ESPN. The Glory card will start at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. The Super Fight Series show will be at 7:30 on UFC Fight Pass. Also today, from 5 to 6, myself, Joseph Valtellini, and Whitney Miller will be at Dos Toros, a Mexican restaurant over by Bryant Park. So fans, fighters, you want to come by, get something to eat, hang out, we'd love to have you. Also, as soon as the weigh-ins are over, we invite you to go over to the table over there where Jamie and Alyssa will be signing autographs, two of our beautiful Glory girls, which you'll see in just a second. Without further ado, though, I would like to bring up someone who's going to make a major, massive, exciting announcement on behalf of Glory. Please welcome to the stage co-founder of Glory and vice chairman, Scott Rubman, everybody.
Hey guys, great to be here. We are incredibly pleased to be here at Madison Square Garden. I just wanted to very briefly make an announcement. Glory's going to China. We're going to have our first event there in October of this year. It has been 2 years in the making, unbelievable amounts of work. It's a very complicated place, but we've already got 5 Chinese athletes on our roster, signed up and organized by Mr. Korhammers and Ray Dalder, who run our talent operations. Each one of these guys has already won their initial bouts. It's going to be one of the biggest cards we've ever done in the world. It's going to be in a city called Guangzhou, which very few people have heard. I mean, I'm American, I never actually heard of it, but it's the city of 50 million people. So you got Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou. It's the home of, for the fighters in the crowd, you guys know who Ip Man is, right? So this is where Ip Man comes from. Big fight crowd. There's a lot of wealthy people in that city, and they love to watch combat sports. So watch it on TV. Keep track of all this news, what's going on with Glory China. Thanks for being here. Look forward to seeing you at the event tomorrow. Todd.
All right, fantastic. And that's just one of the many things happening behind the scenes with Glory Sports International. We're so proud of these athletes. They are the show. And I know the combat sports world recently has been consumed with a whole lot of talking that's been going around. We're all about the fighting in Glory, and we're going to get to the fights coming up tomorrow night here inside the theater at Madison Square Garden. Time now for the weigh-ins. You heard about those pretty ladies. I want to bring them up here. It always improves your view, I'm sure, to get me out of the way. Welcome up Jamie and Alyssa, our Glory girls. Also want to bring up our Managing Director of Sport, Mr. Korhammers, who puts together all of these great cards that so many kickboxing fans around the world enjoy. And our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. John Franklin, is also here in New York City with us. We are happy to be sanctioned by the World Kickboxing Association. Their U.S. President, Brian Crenshaw, is here and is overseeing our weigh-ins today. Give him a big hand. 6 fights on the Super Fight Series. Then we'll take a brief break during the show to reset the canvas and get ready for Glory 43, as you heard, coming up on ESPN2 at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Scott was talking about the Chinese fighters and the impact they've had on us. That's where we get the night started with the Super Fight Series from China. Matter of fact, he's from Zhuhai. It is the Hunan province of China. Welcome out CHENCHEN Li. He'll be taking on Terrence Hill in a featherweight battle. We'll get CHENCHEN Li up onto the scales first. As a professional, 27 wins, 4 losses, 14 of those wins by knockout. He's a Sanda fighter, winner of 2 of his last 3. 143.2. for CHENCHEN Lee, who, by the way, on his career, has a notable win in an 8-man tournament back in 2015 in China. His opponent, Terrence Hill, right here from New York City in the area. He's a guy that's been away from the game for a little while, and boy, he is anxious to get back after it. Sort of in the world, but not of the world. He's a trainer, very active training other people, a record of 10 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, trained in Muay Thai and kickboxing, and you want to talk about notable wins. He defeated Gabriel Varga in an 8-man tournament not long ago. 142.2 for Terrence Hill, and that's the way the Super Fight Series gets started. New York City represented. China also. Featherweight division, 3 3-minute rounds. Terrence, I know, anxious to get that blood flowing again. Then we move to the lightweights. RAFEL DUDEK and Grisham. This is Poland versus Israel. And by the way, a notable subject here, the Itai will actually become the first of our Israeli fighters on the Glory roster. We're going to get Dudek up onto the scales first. He fights out of Nowy Sącz, Poland, 20-11 with 9 knockouts. He'll be making his Glory debut. I think 9 of our 12 fighters on the Super Fight Series actually are making their Glory debuts here in New York. 153.4 for Duda. He is a Polish national champion, by the way. Very extensive amateur career with 140 bouts. 94 of those were victories. Now Grisham out of Israel, 13-4, 5 knockouts. He's making his Glory debut, winner of 4 of his last 5. A world and European amateur champion. 153.4 for Grisham. Itai telling us in the meetings yesterday he has his set sight on becoming the first Middle East Glory champion, and that first step is coming up tomorrow night here in New York City. Because as they say, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Johnny Menendez and ANISSA MEKSEN, our super bantamweight women's bout coming up. Let's get Menendez onto the scales first, fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil. 10-1 in kickboxing, but she's also had a mixed martial arts career, training with Rafael Cordero and some of the others from Curitiba, Brazil. 115.4 for Johnny Menendez. Her opponent, ANISSA MEKSEN. Look at this record. 91 wins with 3 losses. 29 of those wins by knockout. Without a doubt, one of the most decorated female kickboxers in the world, an 11-time world champion. 117.2 for MEKSEN. ANISSA also a 5-time European champion, 11-time French national champion. She won it every year between 2002 and 2013. Happy to have the ladies back on the card tomorrow night. Then we'll turn to the middleweights, Joe Taylor and ARIEL SEPULVEDA, who will be making his second Glory start. Taylor to the scales first, fighting out of Lockport, New York. What a great story for this kid. His dad, a legendary fighter from upstate New York. He wants to make his dad proud tomorrow night. 2-1 on a very young record with 2 knockouts. 186.4 for Taylor. As an amateur, by the way, a Golden Gloves national and world champion. Sepulveda fighting out of the Bronx, New York. 6-2 with 1 knockout. This will be his second Glory appearance. He loves the nickname The Smash. Made his debut in Las Vegas at Glory 23. 183.6 for Sepulveda. Next bout up on the Super Fight Series, we move to the featherweight ranks of glory. Bailey Sugden is here from the Sugden family, taking on Arthur SORSOR. We'll get Bailey up onto the scales first. He's here from Newark, England with his family. 8 wins and 1 loss. Goes by the nickname of Bad Boy. He is 4 of his last 5 in the winning column and competed in the Road to Glory tournament that was happening back in England not long ago. 142.8 for Bailey Sugden. His opponent, Arthur SORSOR. Now, it says he fights out of West Haven, Connecticut. That's actually where he's from, but this kid's been around the world. Lives now in Phuket, Thailand. Lived in China. Lived in Japan. 17-7-1. His record, the Black Dragon, with 7 knockouts. 142.6 for SORSOR. He's coming off a TKO win in Thailand in May and also won an 8-man All-Japan tournament. Bailey, by the way, a 2009 WKA gold medalist in the World Championships and a silver medalist in that same tournament in 2013. His brother Chad, of course, fought in the Glory Ring as well. Brother Regis making his career as a mixed martial artist. And then we'll move on to the light heavyweight interim championship. As you may or may not know, Artem Vakhitov, our champion, injured his hand and is out for what might be a full year. I know he's here. The organizers, Korhammers and his team, made the decision we would have an interim championship for the belt happening tomorrow night. SAULO CAVALARI and PAVEL ZHURALEV. This is actually a rematch from a 2013 bout. CAVALARI to the scales first. Ranked number 3 in the Glory light heavyweight ranks with a career record of 60 wins and 5 losses. 49 of those wins by knockout. If you do the math, that's 82%. This will be his 11th Glory start of former Glory light heavyweight world champion. 209 even for CAVALARI. His opponent fighting out of the Ukraine and currently ranked number 2, PAVEL ZHURALEV. His professional record also impressive, 70 wins, 11 losses, and 26 knockouts. He's won 5 of his last 6, and coming off a TKO victory over Hammer Lane back at Glory 35 Nice. .207.4 for ZHURALEV. Pavel, by the way, also undefeated as a boxer, 7-0 with 4 knockouts. We'll then take a quick 30-minute break to reset the canvas and get ready for Glory 43, beginning with our 4-man featherweight tournament. And the first semifinal features Alexei Ulyanov and Giga Chikadze. Ulyanov here in New York City, fighting out of Kuzbass, Russia. His record, 22 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 7 of those wins by knockout. He made his Glory debut in Brussels at Glory 39 earlier this year, a Russian national champion. 143 even for Ulyanov. And Chikadze, officially fighting out of Tbilisi, Georgia. He's moved around Southern California, currently in training, Huntington Beach, the Los Angeles area, 37-5, 22 of those wins by knockout, and coming off a huge liver kick knockout over Victor Pinto in Los Angeles to start our season in 2017. 143 for Chikadze. Kickboxing, of course, unique in the fact that we have tournaments. These guys will fight twice in one night. So they'll stand by after their semifinal and wait for the winner of the next, which features Mo Abdurrahman and Kevin VANNOSTRAND. Abdurrahman is here from Southampton, England. We'll get Mo up onto the scales first. 24-6. 14 of those wins by knockout from Mighty Mo. He actually won the Road to Glory UK 8-man tournament and won 3 fights in one night. 142.2 for Abdurrahman. VANNOSTRAND here from Syracuse, New York. 14-1, 10 of those 14 wins by knockout. Coming off of a TKO win over David Moore, Glory 33 in New Jersey. He had a near-perfect amateur record of 18-1 with 15 of those wins ending inside the distance. 142.8. VANNOSTRAND. And Abdurrahman will be our second semifinal. We'll get all 4 of them together, our tournament combatants, and you'll see the Ramon Deckers commemorative trophy also there. They'll be fighting for and a chance to take on the reigning champion in the featherweight division of Glory. I'm back like Moses to bring the law. Brand new St. Mason, mean below. I had bling before you ever seen the talk. Fans from Iran to Singapore. And Groman begged me to bring them on tour. Even if they mean they got to sleep on the floor. While they prepare, of course, for the finals in the tournament, we move to the lightweight division. Elvis Gashi taking on Josh Johnsey. Gashi will have a lot of support here, fighting out of the Bronx, New York. Undefeated. He'll put that perfect record on the line, 18-0, half of those wins by knockout. Super Elvis. 155 for Elvis Gashi, who, by the way, had over 100 amateur fights with just 3 losses. His opponent, well known to Glory fans, currently ranked number 5 in the division, Josh Johnsey, here out of Vancouver, Canada. A fan favorite, making his 11th Glory start at 26-8, 15 of those wins by knockout, coming off a nasty knee that ended his fight at Glory 40 in Copenhagen over Antonio Gomez. $153 even for Josh Johnsey.
All right, here with the 5th ranked lightweight in the world, Josh Johnsey. You're fighting a guy who has never lost before. What do you know about Elvis?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, he's never lost before. That's impressive. When you're fighting in the top level of kickboxing, most guys have a loss or 2. But, yeah, he doesn't, which is very impressive. But I think tomorrow, you know, after the first round, Elvis is going to be all shook up. And I think Elvis will leave the building early, I think, you know. But
nice puns. Elvis, come here for a second. We asked you yesterday what you thought about Josh Johnsey. A lot of people think he'll be a future champion. What do you think?
I think he's good. I'm tougher than him. Can't wait. I've been training hard. Can't wait.
How will this fight end?
I think by KO. Can't wait.
All right. He's going to knock Josh Johnsey out. We'll see if it happens right here at Madison Square Garden, everybody.
And then the finals of our featherweight tournament will take place, followed by the final bout of the evening in the heavyweight division. 2 of the top contenders, GUTO INOCENTE and Big Benjamin ADEGBUY. Let's get INOCENTE up onto the scales first. Here in New York City from Brasilia, Brazil, 33-8. His Glory career record 4-1. He debuted at Glory 27 in Chicago. 256 for INOCENTE, a 5-time Brazilian champion. And Benjamin ADEGBUY, fighting out of Transylvania, Romania, the number 1 ranked contender in the heavyweight division around the world. 28-4, 16 of those wins by knockout. 254.4 for ADEGBUY, a 3-round fight. Benny comes in on a 3-fight winning streak.
Expect nothing less than respect.
All right, Benjamin, You're back tonight. We know you're in line for a title shot. Guto's standing in your way. What kind of fight can we expect to see?
An explosive one. I have to show him that the number one spot, you don't get there so easy. So we see him tomorrow night.
He's a very unorthodox type of fighter, kind of like no one you've ever seen before. How did you prepare to face the Brazilian?
I'm always prepared, man, even with this kind of fighters or other kind of fighters. When we're professional, I'm the number one contender. I have to show that I deserve this spot, so I will be prepared even tomorrow.
Benjamin ADEGBUY, everybody. All right, Guto, one of the biggest fights of your life. What does it mean to you to face this man here at Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, for me to fight here is a dream come true, and I can't wait to beat him tomorrow night. I'm ready, man.
And what kind of fight can we expect to see? What do you think is going to happen?
I will be very aggressive, man. I will try to knock him out all the 3 rounds.
Under 3 rounds?
Yes.
All right, he's predicting a knockout. GUTO, INOCENTE, everybody.
All right, everybody, you heard Guto say it. We've heard the same thing from every fighter that is on this card tomorrow night. And believe me, for all of us that are also behind the scenes, we are so excited to be back in New York City and especially in the most famous arena in the world. Glory Sports International, the world's premier kickboxing organization, is back in the Big Apple. And as they say, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. We hope you'll come and see us tomorrow night. We get started early. We've got a great undercard, by the way, that was put together by our local promotion partner, Lou Neglia Productions. So let me just say this, New York City, it's time for glory!